Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Sim here with another Monday Motion episode. Here, I'm happy to announce that I'm with Cory Castinetti of Sports World, one of the largest sports memorabilia shop in New England. Really happy to have you on. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. So, like I had mentioned to you previously, I kind of like to get a lot of information more on the business side, so that somebody that's coming into the business world would kind of understand a little bit about what you do, where you focus your time. So, I know just from speaking to you, you're kind of running around a lot. You wear a bunch of different hats, and my first question to you would kind of just be, how do you balance that, and like what do you focus most of your attention towards?
It's tricky. I feel like every day you just learn more and more how to manage your time. For a while, I struggled with that, not knowing, a good balance between, the work life, friends, family, and just time for yourself too. That's the biggest thing when you're always running around and stuff like that. You don't really have enough downtime to just recharge the battery. And I think that's a big point I've been trying to make recently is just put your work in. I'm here pretty much 6, 7 days a week, long hours, and you got to recharge because you're not going to be yourself on those long days and stuff like that. So definitely take some time to just bunker down, read a book, take a nap, do what you need to do to just recharge the battery, and then just start working from there, balancing out, the other relationships outside of work you need. Don't let it take a toll on your other relationships. Work is definitely very important, but don't let it take a toll on your other relationships as well.
Right. Yeah, that's really important. Like a lot of entrepreneurs that I've spoken to so far, they fail to mention that they're always on go, 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 but you definitely need to make time to reset and recharge. So I'm happy that you mentioned that. That's
Absolutely.
definitely a big thing, especially when you do what you do and what I do, just countless hours of of putting
Exactly.
content out, of
Yeah.
getting inventory, of doing things like that. So I yeah, totally agree. So I would ask you next just to kind of give a little bit of information on what your day-to-day responsibilities look like in your specific field.
Day to day, so basically our hours are Monday through Saturday. We are here 9 to 6, and then Sunday, depending on what time the Pats play, right around 9 to 1 or 9 to 3. So
Hmm.
get in here around a little early, 15 minutes early, open up, then you start kind of going through it. Pricing
Hmm.
the cards we bought the day before, getting them out in the showcase. Any product we got delivered the day before. You can see a bunch behind me here. Get
Yep.
some back here, some out there. Kind of helping customers. People come in, trying to sell stuff, trade stuff, buy stuff all day. So, just staying on top of that and giving the customers a good experience is number one. So,
Nah,
yep.
yeah, that I was in. A lot of people don't know this about me. I was in the sneaker game for a little bit,
Okay.
flipping
Yep.
sneakers and
Yep.
keeping customers, happy is one of the most difficult things to do, but it's your biggest priority because like
Exactly.
if you're not, if your customer's not happy with the price or not happy with, what you're giving them, then that's a lost client, not even a
Yep.
customer. That's somebody that might be able to come in time after time. That's going to come to you because a lot of these people are collectors, and it's not a one-time purchase. So that's something to
Exactly.
keep in mind as well. So that's a good question to ask too. Are you more focused on X amount of customers, like these are my clients, or are you still focused on kind of onboarding new people, trying to get new people in the shop as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You have your clients for specific items. So, if someone comes in, I have a client, a repeat customer, we'll say, is a client, comes in, hey, I'm looking for player X, his card or, his jersey, whatever it may be. Obviously, you'll keep an eye out for him specifically. So, you want to treat that client's needs, but you also have to have the inventory for some new first time customer coming in off the street to have that random request. You got to have inventory to meet those needs and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's definitely a fine line between bringing in those new customers and having something for them, and also like having the peace of mind knowing I can just get this item and sell it right to someone, turn a quick profit, and that's it.
Awesome, man. That's all great info. I think that turn back to the last thing that you had mentioned, about how you kind of balance your day-to-day responsibilities, and I want to get more into, is there any way that, and this is what I ask a lot of my entrepreneurs that I've had on, is there any way that you delegate in particular, and how exactly do you delegate, and what are those responsibilities that you would put on somebody else versus the ones that you would take yourself as as the owner of the store?
So basically, I think it comes down to so basically, we run a big online store, big eBay site. So we have our guys dedicated to that, and we have a shipping department and people who, come in and all day are just listing stuff online for us. So, that's kind of their responsibility. If someone comes in, has a question about that, we'll put them in touch with one of those guys. Mostly it's buying. I would say I delegate most of my time. I'll take over a deal if someone comes in with something that they're trying to sell, just because sometimes it can get tricky if you don't know the exact value of something, and you can get caught up in the numbers and overshoot a price, undershoot a price, so you need to find that perfect balance of where you can still make money and the customer's also going to be happy. So I feel like that's a fine line that over time you just kind of naturally learn. And some of our younger employees don't kind of have that gist yet of where you can still make some profit and be all right, but you're also making sure that the customer's taken care of as well. So I feel like that's a major thing that I put my time towards during the day. So I mean, that's kind of my number one, I would say, for sure.
Now, is that something that you spend time teaching others, or would you rather have somebody come in to your store knowing kind of pricing versus keeping the client happy and things like that? Is that something that you expect them to know coming in?
It definitely helps if they know coming in. First of all, probably wouldn't really let someone come on board if they didn't have at least a slight idea of it. Just because, like I said, that's massive. Is knowing what sells for what can you pay, what can you sell it for, all that stuff is huge in this industry. So, but if someone kind of has an idea, they've done it for a little bit, kind of fine tune those skills to what they need. And a lot of time people don't think we're a brick and mortar. We got rent, electricity, payroll,
Overhead,
all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So people who do it on their own, they're still living at home. They got no rent. They got nothing they have to do. So if they're doing this on the side, they don't see all the behind the scenes that it comes with owning a brick and mortar. So it's just kind of like letting them know the reality of the situation. Then they can kind of learn from there and develop their skills from there. So,
and that's for all people on my platform as well. I'm trying to give them skills, so that's that's a skill that you can learn. So just to keep keep that in mind. Like these are real. This is real valuable stuff. Yeah. So where I like to finish these off is this is the Monday Motion. We do talk a lot about entrepreneurial mindset and motivational type stuff. So is there anything, maybe like a book passage or something somebody told you growing up that you kind of took with you, that you took to heart when you got into this industry and kind of took off?
Nothing really off the top of my head. I would say thing my dad kind of dwelled in me when I was little is there'll always be that next deal. So don't, what I mean, or the next day, you could take it that way as well. In my situation, the next deal. Don't get beat up if, someone comes in with something you really want and you have, a personal attachment to it. Don't overspend and, drive yourself crazy just trying to get it. There'll always be someone new coming in, a new day. So don't beat yourself up if something doesn't work out your way. Be patient, let it come to you, and then, be ready when the moment's there for you. So I would say that don't overstep your boundaries, keep it to yourself, and then I would say pretty much
that's real valuable. That's real valuable in sales too. Is a lot of people like to overstep their boundaries and push too hard, and then you again, you don't lose a customer, you lose a client, you lose a relationship. So
exactly,
that's really valuable. So that's I like that. That's kind of the theme of today. Don't overstep, sell and push, but within certain confines. That's a big thing. So I know you got work to get back to. If there's anything else that you'd like to add quickly, whether it's industry information or just mentality stuff, now's your time to do it. I like to keep these somewhat short, just in the interest of your time. And if there's anything else that you'd like to add, the floor is yours.
All right. I basically say, people know I dropped out of college. 2 years in, I was going down the sports management route as well. Realized that kind of wasn't my calling. Just came back to I always collected and did this stuff. And then once I realized, just put in the work, start. That's the biggest thing, is just get started on something, find your passion, and just get going on it. You know what I mean? The more time you waste, trying to figure out what you want to do and stuff like that, just find what you want to do and get to it. There's no time like the present, and just get after it. Start getting after it, and just do what you love. You don't work a day in your life if you find something you love, and I definitely stand by that statement, and
Love that.
yeah.
One thing I will add to that too, though, is don't get upset when stuff's not linear, when your path isn't linear, because a
100%.
lot of people are stuck in a position like, yeah, you want to find at the end of the day what you love to do and what you're passionate to do and what you're gonna wake up every morning and and love, but how you get there isn't going to be the same way. So
100%.
Yeah,
It's an uphill battle all the way. Even me, 4 years into this now, working full time, still an uphill battle. You still have those
Right.
challenges you have to face, and whether it's X, Y, Z, just face it head on and get through it, because there'll always
Right.
be tomorrow. There's always be the next day, and we've been in business almost 40 years now, and I could tell you a million times how many times it came close to, you really got to battle through. You know what I mean? Get through the rent this month, get through this month, and then now, being the largest in New England, you gotta battle to get to where you're at.
that comes with new challenges, and that's what people
100%.
don't understand. Yeah, that's the more you grow, the more the more your expenses get as well. So it's like balancing that is a whole that's a whole balancing act in itself. So
Exactly.
salute to you for that.
Thank you. But I appreciate what you do, and I love this, and I'll be back on if you'll have me. So
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
And quick shout out to Rocco for connecting us,
shout out
man.
Rocco, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, man, and I'll definitely have you on again. This was
Anytime.
great.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
All right, brother.
All right.